Drizzy Morgan Show.
We just delayed the inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, once again, big up my OnlyFans content creators. I don't know why we're so prejudiced against them lot, but they keep the lights on. They save certain marriages, they save certain relationships, and people are making bank. Is that?
He speaks for him. At that point,
I speak for we.
Shout out to the degenerates.
And I'm not speaking French.
Shout out to the degenerates.
Big them up. Degeneration X. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Please do.
Welcome to the Drizzy Morgan Show, people.
That's right.
He goes by the name of Drizzy Sakafet Freckles.
And this guy goes by the name Morgan Heights, a.k.a. the son of Jamaica, a.k.a. He likes to act like he wasn't in the trenches, but I was there with him. I've seen him. It's a high five.
I wasn't in
that redemption course. So now he's like, OnlyFans, what? But you know, he has a Brazzers t-shirt. Right. Who else we bigging up? Oh yeah, big up man like Jojo Montana, a.k.a.
Jojo Montana the Great. I'm tight, Jojo Montana the Great.
Jaffe Joe, a.k.a. He's the byproduct of the blueprint.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
AKA the Jaffeiest. King Jaffe Joe Jr. You know, like that. Anti Ghamzeh the Great in the building. Anti Ghamzeh.
Ghamzeh really.
You know what? Yeah. A couple weeks back, I spoke to Ghamzeh and she was about to kick the bucket. Yeah, she was. Yo,
what?
You said you was dying. You was dying.
Oh my God.
She caught what we caught.
Oh my God.
Well, she caught what you caught.
Oh.
Wow.
Wasn't fun, was it?
Yeah.
And I had to be
that Kiki and her when I was in there was
it?
See, I calm. Okay, cool.
Yeah. She was. I spoke to her. She was like, "This is the first day I've actually like been able to even speak." I was like, "What?
Yeah. I couldn't even move my eyes.
Yeah.
But Ghamzeh, if you know where it is, you don't. Anyway, Ghamzeh, did you never? The streets want to know. Did he turn up?
You did. He bought me some soup.
Okay, cool. So,
what? How come you not having different conversations to me?
No, you know who. You know the imaginary friend.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Okay, say that.
That's a Skepta.
Say that. Yeah. I wanna shout out Keisha. Big up Keish.
Big up boss lady Keish each and every
we'll
time.
see you soon, Keish.
Yeah. Whoa. Wait. Do you follow Keish on TikTok?
Yes. Yeah, she does a lot.
Okay. It was not just me.
She does
I didn't see what happened.
None of your business.
She does a lot.
Wow.
She does a lot.
Why are you bringing it up and not want to talk about
she's
it?
fully involved.
If you're not following, then
I am following, but I have a life. I don't follow her all the time.
She gets.
No, but you only follow once, Ghamzeh. You have to follow.
No, I said like I go and don't check. Do you know what? Don't. Yeah.
So
Time out.
we have a special guest today.
Woo!
Yeah. She's so gassed.
So
Love it. She gained notoriety in 2004 with her debut album Messy. She was one of the big parts of Aftershock Collective. She's won a UMA. She's been nominated for a MOBO. She's smart. She's hardworking. Unfortunately, we didn't get to work together, but we did cross paths.
We did.
We did cross paths. Ladies and gentlemen, dons and donettes everywhere. Round of applause to Gemma Fox. I've always been into ask you just, Gem. Fox is your actual name.
Yeah, it's my real name, yeah.
I thought you was trying to ting with,
no,
like Foxy.
a lot of people have said that, like
Fox.
stage name, but no, it's actually my real name.
Now, that's a politically correct question to ask. I'm going to ask the question the streets want to know.
Go for it.
You and Megan Fox.
No.
Okay. All right, cool.
Not Samantha Fox, not Michael J. Fox.
Oh, man, Michael J is going to be the next one.
Legend.
I was like, you know, Back to the Future, Marty McFly. Then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you check it, all the Foxes are legends.
Yeah. Legends.
Yeah. No, so when you put Jamie Fox.
Oh yeah,
Jamie Fox. Yeah.
And it actually
he's got a double X. And that's not his actual name.
That's not his actual name. What's his name? What is
Something like Winthorpe.
Yeah. One of them man there. Winthorpe and them man there. Google it.
Jamie Fox is like his stage name.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Fox in the hole.
Eric Malone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Am I saying that right? Malone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Bishop. Sorry, Eric Malone Bishop.
See?
Wow.
That man there called Bishop. Yeah, that's why he changed it.
Bishop.
You're no part of the church, boy.
That's why he changed it. By the way, people, when I put the last episode out, I got a notification on my distribution, the company I used to distribute the show. And 100 episodes came up. So we officially, today is our 101st episode. So
Congratulations.
give each other a round of applause.
Well done, guys.
We've been doing this thing. So we're going to do, so what we heading for now? 200 or do we care? What we say?
I think we should label this episode 101, and from this episode forward, every episode is 101, 102, 103, 104, 5.
Bro, I did it. This is why you're here, bro.
I know.
Wow.
I didn't even think of it like
Yeah,
that.
they get
You're welcome.
excited over the most.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm talking
The
about.
hate of progress
Yeah,
over there.
I know.
It's
Not like
the
that.
highlighter of negativity.
You know, bro. Speaking of highlight of negativity,
Negativity.
Your brethren is pregnant apparently.
Which one?
Lily Phillips.
I saw that, but I don't believe it.
It's not.
Last time we spoke, I
No,
think
it's
a stunt.
fake. It's fake. Apparently,
See?
it's fake.
You know why I know it's fake? Because the
Apparently-
other one,
Yeah.
she, at the same time, was like, this is too coincidental.
She
Presented her as like, hi guys.
because who is the baby?
Well, it's a baby. You mean who's the father?
Yeah, who's
Who is the
the
baby?
father?
Who's the baby?
Who's the father?
You've got more
Show us the
chances.
baby.
You got more chances of counting every star in the sky than knowing out who the father of that child will be, bro. I'm just saying. And that's none of my business. And like, yeah.
Do you celebrate Valentine's Day?
Jesus
if I had a
Christ.
man.
You celebrate Valentine's?
Yeah, I do, but what did the like?
What did you do? What did you do?
Yeah,
First of all,
With your
that's
girl.
many, wait, hold on a minute.
What
There's
did
too
you
many
do?
questions
Ask
flying
him.
all
Answer my
around.
question.
Ask him.
What did you do?
I did do something.
What?
That's none of your business.
Why? Tell the man
Because-
them how to treat their women.
That's not for me.
You're
If they don't
next.
know by now.
You're
then
next.
that's not for me. I can't teach man game. You either learn it, you be around
Yeah, but
it.
we
or
want to
you-
know if you got game. So we want to hear what you did.
Have you got
That was
game?
I don't believe you believe that question you asked.
I do.
You Have you got game?
I don't think he has, because look how... What did you do for Valentine's Day for your missus?
Go on, babe. Tell
For
them.
your wife?
Yeah, what did you do, D?
Well, we had a nice 5-star restaurant.
5-star restaurant,
Yeah,
dinner,
spa,
spa.
you know.
Hotel.
See? Wow.
Thank you. See how quick he was.
Yeah, see?
See how quickly he answered.
All right. Ghamzeh, do you want to... Okay, cool. So
I don't even
Ghamzeh-
have a man, so I just want to hear love stories.
Oh my gosh, the whale's loaded up the Glock 9 right there. I was going to be like John Wick with the bullets. You know what? I'm not going to do that to you.
Let the man whack bum.
Yeah. You know what, Ghamzeh? I'm gonna. It's cool.
I can tell you what I did for Valentine's Day.
If you want to share that, go ahead, bro.
Paid the bills, man. I paid the bills.
There you go. 'Cause it was on a Friday.
It's just, you just pay the bills. You pay, you go, babe, the gas is on, the heating's on, the light's on.
Is the dick on?
Well,
Like, everything is on.
woo! Skirt.
Because if the bills are paid, but the...
Yeah. Well, see, Valentine's Day, it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. It's you. And that's why I keep pushing it back to you. You're fresh. I'm not fresh.
Yeah, but what did the man them get from Valentine's Day?
The man them, bro, I get food. I get a hot plate of food and
Oh, like every other day.
yeah, and a kiss on the forehead.
Oh,
boy,
like every
boy.
other day.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. 20 years in, bruv.
But on your shoulders, you're meant to.
Put her on there.
It's right, obviously.
Foot punch shoulder.
That's every other day, though.
Foot punch shoulder.
That should just be for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
If we're gonna dirty white naked, that can be any day, right?
Yeah, but but you got there's times and all that sort of stuff to do.
What do you mean?
You can't just go in. You can't just do naked. What?
Oh, look at the time.
Yeah. See, you know, like that.
I know it's the plus one less one of it very things on, huh? They start a conversation on the end. Anyway, let's
You started
go.
the conversation.
You're with like Drake right now. You started the tea on the end.
I like how you don't even look me in my eyes when you talk about me.
Because I'm being polite.
It's the Drizzy and Morgan show.
We have needed to have a conversation with our queen, Ghamzeh, because recently she went on a date.
Oh.
And we didn't get the full information about what happened. But we would like to find out because we know in this climate it's a bit mad.
It's a bit mad.
It's a bit crazy.
It's a bit mad.
And we're here first and foremost to have a conversation about your date recently, Ghamzeh.
I'm so glad we have another lady because I feel like I need advice. Am I overreacting? Joe, I don't give my number out. I've been single for 9 years. I was like, fuck it. Gonna give my number out. Gave my number out to this guy, right? Called me the next day.
Yep.
Fantastic conversation back and forth. I was like, okay, all right. Went on a date to a bar and flirting a little bit, conversation good. Vibes are good. Spoke, obviously I can see he's going to try. So I kind of was like, what's your intention right now? Like, what do you want? And he goes, we're adults. I said, cool, but physically, I'm not going to do anything straight away.
Right.
He asked me, how long does he have to wait? Is that normal? He asked me, how long do I have to wait?
For sexual intercourse?
Because it was like, we're adults. And I was like, cool, but...
How old is he, just out 42. Of
42.
interest? Oh, dear.
And I was like, you don't know if you like me. I don't know if and his reason was, I like you, but I want to know if we're compatible sexually.
Right.
Yeah, that
And I said, what if we're not? What if we fuck and we're not? And then what? You're just going to get up and leave?
Basically, that's
right?
basically what he's saying, essentially.
But okay, let's have this conversation. It all depends on the chemistry. Right?
It does, but you don't want to just do that like straight away. Especially saying it as well on the first date. Like, so basically, when are we going to bed?
But it didn't end there.
Yeah.
He went to ask me again when I said, I don't know. I said I could, tomorrow or next month.
Right,
I don't know. I want to get to know you.
Right.
Then he proceeded to ask, how long did you make other men wait?
Okay. I would have just called my cab.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Waited 2 days.
That's crazy. Yeah. No. Now you're asking.
No, he's
how
definitely
other Donnies. How long they like? What does that
And then
matter?
his next question after that, then I asked, I was like, well, comparing woods and all that.
Yeah.
What I mean?
How long was that Donnie's wood?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
No Vaseline.
And I was like, listen, everyone's different. I don't know. Unless I get a vibe from you, I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you a question and just playing devil's advocate. What does it matter if a man asks you when can he have it or not?
Personally, I just find that too forward. I just think at this point in life, it needs to be classy of some sort.
Right.
If that's what you're talking about, it was so nice to have a drink with you, but I'm going to head off now. Like, I'm done. To me, that's a bit of a red flag. It's way too early to have that conversation. Unless he's not looking at it like that and he's got one goal.
Yeah.
To him, that's it. But if you're looking for fun, that's fine. If you're looking for love, big red flag, time out.
Ghamzeh, I feel like there's an important part of this story that you're leaving out to make this guy seem bad. And I feel
I'm
like
not making it. Ask me the question.
I think it's only right that we as men do our due diligence and do the job because we have to make sure that the man them are highly represented and always highly favoured in the right situation. Now,
Facts.
Ghamzeh, I'm looking at you right now. I gotta ask you this question. Prior to this date, how long have you lot been talking for?
No, I saw him out.
Right.
He asked
You saw him out, what, like stalking or something?
No, as in like we were out.
Right.
Okay.
And he approached me. You know how you chat? Little talk.
Yeah.
And he asked me for my number and I thought, you know what, let me give it to him.
Right.
Let me we can communicate.
Yeah.
He called me the next day. And
Where did you meet him? Just
in just a club.
Like a bar thing.
Like a bar, yeah. When he called me the next day, I like that. I like that he didn't text. He called.
So you like that he was very proactive, yeah?
Yeah, it's like he's wanting to get to know me. The following
Set
week,
up traps,
we went on we were talking like in between, and then we met up the following week.
Right, so you liked, so I'm just going by what you just said.
Listen.
That's letting me.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
So you like the fact that he got your number like yes last night and then he called you the next day. So you like that he was very proactive in regards to his actions, in regards to
Yeah. Because I think you get to know someone through phone conversation than text.
Right.
Why are you crying?
It's just funny.
It's okay, babe. I'm not dating him. It's all right.
So so that completely put you off him.
No, it's not even finished.
Oh
gosh.
okay.
So I was like,
okay.
listen, I don't know. Tom waited 10 days. John waited 12 months.
Right.
Everyone's different.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to say, if they look, so you would know this. He went, if they look like Chris Brown, would you?
I don't.
Like if they were hot like Chris Brown, you would basically sleep with
so
them.
out of 10, what did you give him?
I mean, listen, I'm always... No. I'm one of those people. I give everyone 10 out of 10. I think you're beautiful and you're away.
Ghamzeh, please.
No, because remember last conversation we had...
Camera. They
can't see you, Ghamzeh.
Listen, because remember the last time I said I'm one of those people, if I talk to you, I might not find you attractive.
Right.
But if I speak to you and we're vibes in, you will be attractive to me.
So Butters Donny... But good chat.
He's a good-looking lad.
He
was a good-looking... I don't want to give numbers, but he was a good-looking lad.
Okay.
But the point I say, because Chris Brown...
Ghamzeh, all right. Was he closer? Yeah. Was he closer to multiple dates if he didn't say what he said, attractive, or was he closer to it was a one-and-done date? What we did?
Well, this is what my mind was going, right? I was saying he could have literally played the game. He could have spoke to me a few more times, few more dates, and maybe I would have. It was just so quick that I was like, I'm not saying no,
right? But
let's get to know each other because you might not like me.
All right. Can I? Let's turn it around. Pause. Right.
Hey.
You see, men, when we meet somebody in real life, not on the internet, and they look good. And we get excited, we sit down, and we have a drink, and there's a vibe. That might slip out of our mouths. When are we fucking? Now, I'm not saying it's right. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do because in many occasions with me, when I've liked the actual person, I've always kind of tried to keep that at bay for a period of time because I kind of a lot of the time you chop and then you get that post nut clarity and you go. Maybe we should have done that so early. If you're interested, if you are interested in that person, if it's a chop, it's a chop. Let's cut that out. Yeah. Chop is chops. Yeah. Chop. Remember chop. Yeah. But if you're interested in that person, sometimes just holding back a little bit is very important. But then I've had people, friends of mine, who chopped on the first date and they're still together.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is maybe he just was a little bit excited because we just come out of COVID. He's met someone nice and he just want to beat. And
but
he might be fresh out of jail.
Yeah. Straight out of Compton. Yeah.
But then he just Then when I said, "Listen, I can't give you an answer.
Right.
I don't know until I get to know you."
Yeah. You got to write this down first.
He texts me the following day going, "We're not going to be doing nothing, so it's best we go our separate ways."
Oh wow! Well, do you know what? That was the best thing that could have happened.
Of course, but come on, like not even.
But do you know what? In some ways, it's a blessing, right? Because even though he's a big red flag, he's an ex-no for you. At least he showed his cards so early that you didn't get stringed along into some, something that is not. Do you know what I mean?
Would have dated for a couple of months, then done something, and then he would have left. Yeah. No, I'm glad he was honest.
He done you a favour, big time.
So is that a red flag for you, G? Is that a red flag for you?
What?
Like a man being direct?
No, I love directness, but I'm not going to fuck you on the first date.
Sorry, hold on, wait a minute. Wait, I feel like we're trying to have a cake and eat it as well. So we like the directness. Yes. We just don't like a certain level of direct or the type.
No, I like the directness, right? It's, for example, me and you go, I want to fuck.
Yeah.
The directness, fine. I respect
he'd be on it.
I'm telling you, you ain't getting none until a few months at least, and then you're like, oh, I'm done.
All right, Ghamzeh,
But you know what? Saying that, if a guy was to, say something like that to me brand new, I would be wild with rage. I would be like, how dare you talk to me like that?
Yeah.
Like I would cut. So I feel like it depends on what you're looking for, what they're looking for. They might just be looking to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they are, that's cool, but you can't approach me like that because already you've told me you don't rate me. You don't have me as that.
No,
Or
I
you
respect it.
watched me and that's what you saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where, can I just say, when
Go
we were
on.
having a conversation, he goes, I was watching you, the way you carry yourself, I know I got to take my time with you.
Yeah. All right.
But you've done a
you-
good thing,
but
so
then
you go.
Sorry, sir. What's your name?
Dan
Dan
the man.
All right, Dan.
Dan's like,
Hobby, husband.
I respect. I want to ask a question to your wife. I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Respectfully, because that's how we
That's
roll.
the right thing to do.
Miss Fox, not related to Megan or Marty. What if I posed a question in that scenario and I said, how do you like your eggs in the morning?
Done by my husband.
No. No, you lot egg together. No.
I like the way you did that.
No, you lot egg together. You lot egg together. But, okay, I'm say it was Dan the man that asked you that, but say he said to you, you don't know his intentions. He's thinking, I like her enough to go past how many dates, whatever. But he says to you, cheekily, how do you like your eggs in the morning?
I think if it's in a bantery way like that, that's a little bit more like test the water, but banter. Like you can have a laugh and shrug it off. But this gentleman, well, let's not really call him a gentleman. Like for a
Shade.
start,
Yeah, he just lost
he
that
was just
status.
too direct.
Yeah.
That's not. We like people that are respectfully direct, but not rude. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's the walking that fine line.
yeah.
So how did your husband approach you?
Well, the story is very. I actually approached him.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
Gemma.
Hey, I love it.
Bluetooth spud. Come on. That's
Can
why
I
he's
just say,
silent.
Dad is
He's
sitting here gloating right now. He's like,
If
If
you
you
yeah.
sound
want,
like
I can tell
lasagna.
you a bit of the story.
Yeah, as much as you can.
So I would never, ever, ever approach anyone. I'm not that sort of person. I actually probably come
Until
across
that day.
until that day, right? So I kind of seen him around. So he works in construction, right? So sort of doing my sort of daily things, and I would see him. I'd be like, okay, he looks nice, and
Working
I
man.
would never. Even though I probably seem confident, something like that I would never do. Like
Right.
I will never approach a man, not because I think, oh, I'm nice. I'm just generally quite awkward and shy.
Right.
So I could probably just lose the opportunity, if that makes sense.
Facts.
So I saw him and I thought, well, he's working.
Right,
He's
one-
got a
job.
yeah.
Okay, good.
So one day I was getting my hair done. I had no makeup on. I was in like gym clothes. I was just generally run out of the house sliders.
Right.
And I said to my friend, he's there. I'm going to do it. So
So you've already you've already seen him before, or is this?
yeah, I saw a few times and I knew or thought that he was going to be in this place by the site kind of thing.
So you.
So I called my friend and I was
stalked him.
like, we're going to do it. And we were laughing because it was so not me.
Right.
So we got in a cab and we went to where he was. It was so funny. So my friend sat on this side of the road,
Right.
outside a restaurant, on an outside table. And I said, call me. I'm going to stand there so I can be in his eyesight and we'll talk.
All right.
So we had this whole
Oh, that's a
plan.
plan.
This is-
I
And
then
need
he-
you in my
I
life.
respect it. I respect it. I respect
And
it.
then we kind of waited to catch his eye, so we started talking. But then my nerves kicked him,
Right.
and I was like, "Here's my number. Bye. See you later." And I jumped in the cab. And then he called me. He's like, "Did you even mean to give me your number?" I was like, 100%. And then we met up that evening and went for drinks, and that was the rest
So
of it.
So you just
I like that.
God just blessed you. Like said, bro, you don't even have to do nothing today. Just turn up. That's crazy.
But because he was just, I thought he was good looking. He was already working, which was a tick for me.
Yeah.
Seemed like a nice guy, and yeah, that was it. And then he didn't speak to me anything like that at all about when are we doing whatever. We just got to know each other,
that's
and
beautiful.
we just, so
Love that.
Like that.
Big up the hobby.
Love that. Take notes. You like
Yeah.
that? You know what I mean?
So mine's quite
me.
different.
It's not me.
Take notes. Change your game.
yeah.
I don't like him.
Change your game. Sometimes you have
I'm
to
not
change
gonna
it- you
come-
have to
I'm not
change
gonna
the
be
system
here the
based on
next
the opponent,
next
do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Change it on the
What type
opponent.
of Donny was he? Was he like your usual type, or did you
No,
go
not usual.
What's your
at
usual
all.
type?
thugs? Yeah. But
So what was your church goer? A librarian?
Fireman.
Clearly he wasn't in
He's a
construction.
firefighter.
Wow. And you said no to firefighter.
Yeah.
Right? He could have been dangling from.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I understand. To conclude, I understand that approach is important. Like you have to be able to understand. Like if you're on a date, really, you both should be trying to get to know each other before you even talk about salacious stuff.
Exactly.
And I think like when I met my wife, that was far from that was like, obviously I was attracted to her. We went out to eat, we had drinks, but I actually deliberately prolonged it.
Yeah, but I think us as men, we prolong it when we like said person. Because
When you know it's going to be a serious
our
thing.
intentions are, if this goes how we'd like it to go, we're inevitably going to get to that point anyway, because that will be your, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it's a dominoes
So then
thing,
that kind of answers the question, isn't it? If you like the person, you'll take more time.
yeah, but you can also,
But that's not necessarily, like, you know what it is?
it's not mutually exclusive though.
No, but you know what it is? Like, even if my wife had said, let's go to our house, I wouldn't even have turned around and said, no, let's not go. Because it was going to happen. Sex was going to happen. But it was more of me taking leadership in the way that I felt.
Yeah.
How you
Not
present
about
yourself.
how she felt. It was like, I am going to take control of the situation and not get into a scenario where I've been in before, where I've just slept with the girl
But
and
that's
then
probably
felt
why
some type of way.
She then respected it, you
Yeah.
know, and obviously that's why, you know, you led to being married.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
that's why I
so
got paid
we
the bills
see
and that.
those things.
Yeah.
You know.
that?
Oh, you got paid the bills.
Yeah, that's what led me to paying the bills.
I respect it.
Yeah, no, I respect it. Well, Gams, just let me know next time when you're going on a date, give us a heads up.
Yeah, we'll go past.
Call
like,
me. I'll
Wandsworth
do
or
what my
something.
friend
yeah,
does.
yeah.
I'll be on the other side of the
Yeah.
road. I'll be like,
Yeah.
But the world is different. Dating.
the world
'cause
is.
You've been together
listen,
for how long?
About 5 years. We're married, coming up to our first year anniversary.
Do you feel that 5 years ago?
Listen, I'll say
changed,
this
right?
to you. I've said this to him. We're never going to break up. We are in it till
Yeah,
death,
yeah,
right?
yeah, finished.
But God forbid, I wouldn't even go back into the dating world. It's
Yeah.
not going to happen. We are 100% in love and together, but I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
long.
it's just, I couldn't. I just want to travel. But
100%.
we're going to be together till
Yeah,
forever
yeah.
anyway.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
do it. It's
I'm the
just
same.
so, I don't know. It's just chaotic. You've got
Yeah.
all these apps and everyone's lying, so they want relationships, but they don't. It's just a way to get through the door. And oh, God forbid, I couldn't.
One day we will talk about on this podcast about the way that social media has effed up dating. Like, and I don't want to dwell in it too long, but it's just the way that you see when you have a rapport with somebody face to face. That's just not what's going on no more. You know what I mean? Everybody's like looking at your profile. Are they what political
Sizing you
party
up
they're
and
with?
everything.
How did it like? Come on, man. Let's meet the person and keep it moving. Anyway.
It's the Drizzy and Morgan Show.
Gem,
Yes.
talk to me. Tell me about the story about that particular record.
So, if anyone has followed my journey, one of the first kind of songs that I released, this is like 23 years ago now, was a kind of garage 4/4 song called So Messy.
Yeah.
Which was written about just how sometimes London and the club scene could be, even though it was fun, it could be a bit stush and screwing and whatever.
In fact.
So that's kind of what Messy was about. Like, it's just messy. Like, if you go out. Second verse was ironically like man trying to draw you in the rave, but in a negative way. So
Second verse was
he's
about
bad.
you.
I've
Second
got
verse
you.
is
Don't
about
worry.
you.
I've got you. But anyway, so moving along after I signed to Polydor, we went to America and we was recording, hence the track that you just played. So we'd sampled the DJ Premier Guru, that song there.
It's a tune.
It is.
Such a tune.
And we went to Philly and we went to meet them. So we played it to them. They loved it. They gave the okay, and then they gave us tickets to their concert. So that was like a really big deal for me anyway. And that whole time, that era, it was crazy, right? Because I couldn't believe that this like young girl that's come from like Camden was sitting in rooms with these type of people. Like
Giants.
I'm so grateful, right, that my journey has done that, but I don't feel like I was even ready to understand.
To embrace it like the way you...
Yeah, insane.
How did you even get to that position? What inspired you to become a recording artist? And what was the transition from just you being a young girl and then actually finding yourself in these rooms? What was the transition?
So as a little one, I always was good at writing poems. So I just love writing poems. And then it become like, I don't want to say like therapy as a kid because I wasn't doing it for that, but I would write about things that would upset me. So it could be like a friend or I like this boy, he didn't like me back. So it just become like a little...
Journaling.
Yeah, you know, but more, rather than a diary, it was more like poems and stuff. And I come from, my mum and dad used to have house parties all the time, like halls, big, you know, sound systems and everything.
Wow.
So
Okay.
My dad had a wife before, so I had stepbrothers and sisters. And the music that was in the house was insane. It was like rock and roll to Stax. My mum was very much into Elizabethan reggae and soul and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my brother was into hardcore. My sister's record collection for a non-DJ was
mad.
insane. She's got dub plates that people would pay hundreds of pounds for.
Wow. Older sister, younger sister?
Older sister.
Right.
Yeah. So it was, I grew up in such a variety of music.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, for a young, I'll be honest, like a young white girl, I was exposed to a lot more different types of music than, say, most, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For example, I can make you laugh. I was in primary school and in my Walkman, you know, people would have like New Kids on the Block or whatever. And I had Black is my colour.
Okay,
But that's what I was
okay.
listening to. So that was normal for me.
So it's very
right?
diverse then in your household.
100%, yeah. So
that.
I just loved music, and with the poems, I just sort of started, you know, singing around. And then we got cable.
Right, yeah, I remember.
And there was things like Yo MTV Raps, and you know, we only had like Pirates and stuff, right? So you know, we'd listen to them Cool FMs and whatever. Tim Westwood was a big deal back then.
Your
So
brethren.
so you know, we you couldn't really buy so much like tunes, or well, you could buy records, I suppose, but you'd put like your stereo. Well, I used to on the telly and record the songs. So I used to make my own tapes. And then this lady came out, and I was like, I love her, and it was Mary J. Blige.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
And I mean, I used to love music. Just the whole 411 album. What really like made me fall in love with her is because she was quite a raw vocalist, and she was just like, you know, to hard beats, just doing her thing. And I just fell in love with that. I was never like a singer like a Mariah Carey. I just loved that kind of rawness and expression of, you know, what was in her songs. And yeah, I just connected with that. But I used to be a raver as well. So I was raving. I was going to blues dances from like 14, 15, 16, jungle rave. I was really outside.
You was outside.
That was my sister's fault.
Right.
But so raving avidly, jungle dances, garage. So my cousin Tony McMahon, his dance was Exposure. So he used to do Coliseum. So the garage thing was very much around in my world. So raving, and then sort of the grime phase started to come in.
Yep.
And I wanted to go studio, and I started going studio really young and just sort of doing little writing sessions. And then as that sort of scene, I guess, grime sort of started, that's when I was like, right, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
We was really outside. We'd make dub plates, we'd be at Music House trying to press them and get them played, and we'd go do all different pirate radio, literally booting off doors and climbing to the top of tower blocks. And you know, we was really, really, really outside, selling our tunes out of the car boots, you know. And so I was doing that for a little while, and then I went to the clothes show in Birmingham, and I met Jamie, my old manager, and Sweetie Irie, and they were like, just come, we're going to run. Yeah, I love Sweetie. And that was kind of the journey. So I just started going to Sweetie's house literally every day. We just vibe and write and create. And then Messy come up. So they said, we're going to put it out. And I didn't really even understand, because I was still like this whole, like there's music and then there's the business. I wasn't in the business. I just was like, let's vibe, you know?
How old were you then?
Gosh, probably like 22, 23, something like that.
The prime.
It was so different, because you have to remember, I come from kind of being on road, if you want to say that, and having a young like child. I had my daughter really young, so I've come from that kind of world to now this world. It's a shift. And we can get into that later, like the change in, you know, going from that to sort of business stuff. But they put Messy out. I had no idea kind of what it would do, but it just kind of took its own legs and and blew up. And it was on Pirate, and they sold loads of vinyl. And then next minute, we had all these labels like knocking at the door going, what else have you got? And I was like, wow, is this actually happening?
Right. Was that pressure though? Like, because I feel like with some artists, they may have 2 or 3 steps planned ahead. Like, you know, a producer produces a bunch of beats. So he might give you beat A, but beat A is like a selection of from A to Z of beats. So he's always got another one in the top just ready.
Yeah, we had a collection. So by the time they were coming round, we had like a whole heap of songs to play of all different styles and stuff like that. So when they come, there was different conversations with Polydor, with Virgin, a few others. I think Virgin offered, if that makes sense. So for me, I was young and I was like, oh, maybe that could be the best one, just thinking money-wise.
Yeah, we did them,
but eventually we went with P Records, Polydor.
Yep.
Because they saw the vision, which was my sort of, I guess, I'm inspired by a lot of music, right? Yeah. But Mary really stuck in my head on like that whole, you know, vibe for me, just raw, hard beats and just emotive, if anything.
That's dope. That's dope.
So I signed with Polydor and then that was kind of the start of the journey, to be honest.
That's crazy. So you're saying basically you kind of organically got into it with no real thought of, okay, this is where I want to go direction-wise, and just things started just happening.
Do you know what? I wouldn't even say it was that. I made it happen because I was everywhere. Right. I would be in the dances. I'd be on radio. I'd be about. Do you know what I mean?
So that was intentional.
Yeah. Because especially as a girl in that scene, you know, there's not many of us. Especially at that time, I was probably one of the first. Obviously, there's people who've come along after, but at that time, you didn't get heard. I mean, there'd be times that. I mean, I'd be on Sidewinder with like Wiley Roll Deep and everyone, and you have to fight for the mic, literally. So I used to spit a few bars just to bustle my way in to get on, and then I might do a little sing, you know. But it was not easy. It was not easy at all, you know.
No, that's beautiful.
So yeah, it was definitely a hustle. It didn't just come like that.
When I was growing up, and obviously me being in the scene as well, me just being around, like you stood out straight away, and I felt like your trajectory was just going to be the inevitable because you had the machine behind you, which was great, and then I saw the videos, the music videos was clean, like your videos were like already budgeted. You know, like when I put my video out, we was just trying to you know, like that, bruv, borrow me 20 quid, you know, like that, and just put something out where you was just clean. It was like, raw, okay, this is a real artist from the ends doing her thing. And no, it was really good, like seeing that, watching that. Do you know what I mean?
You know what though? So your album drops, right? And so here's my question: Maybe you're taking it in now because you said at the time when you're sitting with the premiers and gurus that you didn't really fully embrace what was happening. So maybe this leads into this. You had 2/3 of Dipset on your album. You had Jim Jones,
mad,
and Santana.
Mad.
All that was missing was Killer Cam. Was that on purpose? Was that the label saying that, hey?
No, so all of that was intentional because, again, my music knowledge was probably a lot more advanced, even than the label at the time, I would say, right? So for me, I knew who these people were. So like MC Light grew up on her, right? So, you know, Chucky Thompson, who produced a lot of the tracks, he was Bad Boy. He did the Mary J. Blige album, you know, Faith and Biggie and everyone. Midi Mafia, who done some of the tracks, 50 Cent, you know. So it was mad, but this is where it's interesting, right? So we knew what we wanted to do, right? We was like, right, we're going to do like sort of gritty kind of R&B. You know, I'm not a vocalist in a sense like polished like Mariah. I'm just going to do vibes and whatever's created. So we did that. We went to New York. We worked with Chucky. We worked with Rob Reef Tulo. And we had these artists on. So to us, this was normal. And one of the things I always was really adamant about is that if I do a song with somebody, I don't really care who it is, they have to be in the video because I'm not going to dance through their bit because that is so whack, right? So that's used to happen quite a bit, right? So I was like, that's not going to run. So by the time we'd got the album kind of finished, just at the last hurdle, as we were going to put Girlfriend out, they were like, it's a little bit too hard for the market.
Right.
People don't know who MC Light is, so we're not
In
gonna
the UK?
Yeah.
Right.
So we were just so confused. So the vision I had for the video was supposed to be a bit like the Ashanti. I can't remember the name of the song where there's like domestic violence going on. I can't remember the name of the song.
Isn't it foolish? It's foolish. No?
When he's, I think one of those, yeah. So I wanted a style video like that, quite emotive, but really clean. That's not really what I got, but we'll move on from that. Anyways, so, and then it was like, no, we're not going to get MC Light because no one don't know who she is. So I was just like, huh?
Yeah.
This is why I've signed here, because I thought you saw the vision, right?
Yep.
So cool, we'll let that one slide and we'll move on to the next. So then we've got Jim Jones on Messy, we've got Jill Santana on God, and I thought this is going to be a good one, right?
Yeah.
So then they said, right, a little bit too hard again. No one don't know who Jill Santana is. So we need to water it down and we'll put J2K on it because I was already doing stuff with Jay, right? So don't get me wrong, me and Jay's mix was good.
That's one of my favourite songs of the album.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of my favourite songs. Yeah.
So we had fun, doing our sort of features and touring. So I was really frustrated at this point.
Because at the end of the day, Joel Santana, this is before
timeline wise. Did Dipset bust? Yeah.
No,
I think it was just at the time.
Bro.
Dipset, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, as a record label, I'd be like, hello, Mrs. Fox. We're not gonna admit we were wrong. However, what we're gonna do is scrap your plans. We're putting that.
So I think if it had done, I think. And other people think too, I was before my time, right? But it's all good because if it opens doors for others, I'm all about that, right? But at the time for me, it's like, this isn't my vision. This is going another way. And Jim Jones was pissed, right? So he was like, he wanted to do the video.
Yeah, of course.
He was like, no, I'm going to do it. And they wouldn't even allow that.
Wow.
So we done the video anyways, which was cool. We done the J2K version.
Yeah.
And as back in the days, you used to kind of do like a 6-week promo, vinyl would go out and everything. That didn't happen. So at this point, I'm super, super pissed. And I can't remember if my album came out. I didn't even know my album was coming out. Someone called me. Oh no, I've got to go backwards actually. Let me just reverse straight back to Girlfriend's Story. So first single, big deal, entrance to the world. There was no iTunes or anything like that then. So it was all records or CDs. So everyone was saying, it's sold out in all the HMVs. You're going to have a good chart position. Everyone across London was sold out. We thought we were going to do well.
Yeah.
It charted at 38. When we found out, they hadn't stocked the shops with enough CDs and vinyl for us to do any better.
What?
So we were capped at basically that.
So it was limited to what was on display then. Once that's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. So that was that. So
is that due to budgeting or what? What was
I
that?
wouldn't think so because our record deal was just under £500,000.
Well, this is what I'm saying. That's
just
crazy.
saying.
Isn't things like that? I'm not involved in that contract wise, but aren't things like that in contracts?
I don't think that's a
Not
contract thing. That's just a
really.
record company thing. You have to supply on demand.
But the only reason I'm saying this is because when they don't, are we allowed to go, actually, it says on my contracts and now I'm going to sue you. But in that industry,
to be honest, I don't know if that kind of phase
Yeah.
was in there, that kind of thing. But I mean, them contracts themselves are insane. I spent like £7,000 just for someone to look at the contract. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Probably to this day, I don't even know what I've signed.
I got bumped on my one. I got bumped on my contract.
I mean, I think we all have.
I think that's what's the sad thing. I think every artist I speak to, the record label never sees the same vision as the artist. It's always something.
They're running a business.
Yeah, that's the difference, you know. So that was like big, massive red flag.
Yeah, of course.
Then the changing in the style. Then we've gone, and then when that happened, we've gone. I was like, now I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
So I basically called up and was like, look, you're failing me publicly. If I fail because I've done everything that I can hold that and own it. Be like, look, people ain't into it. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you're not going to fail me. So I said, I would like to leave. And they were like, well, if you want to go.
You was on that. Okay.
So they turned around and said, we'll have a meeting and we'll come back to you. They did. And they said, if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to go, you want to go. And I said, well, I'm going to go. And that was it. So I got all my masters back. I got absolutely everything back.
Right.
Because if I'm going to do something and fail, I'd rather fail knowing that I've done everything I can.
Yeah.
Not because you're pushing a version of what's not really happening. You know, and although I'm wearing a tracksuit today because it's a Sunday and it's a chill
and it's
vibe,
a vibe day.
they tried to make me wear that kind of stuff and I wasn't that person. So I just felt like we were taking a direction
that you didn't feel.
Yeah. But the positives out of the experience was that I had quite a large record deal.
Nice.
We went to New York. I met Chucky. And what was insane about that was Chucky produced Mary's album. And I didn't really even know all this. It just manifested, right? So when he was saying, you know, he made the My Life album and stuff, and I was just like...
Crazy album.
Whoa. I'm sitting with the man that has made the album of the person
That's
I look up to. Like, it's so deep. Yeah. And he was saying to me, you know, you remind me so much of her because of all the domestic violence stuff. And because Mary's come from, she's a bit hood, do you know what I mean? So he said, you remind me so much of that struggle. Yeah. And I just sat there like, wow, like how? How have I done that? It was, I didn't even really have the confidence, if that makes sense, because it was so overwhelming that I was quite like,
because that's a lot to deal with.
It was.
That's a lot to deal with. My thing with what you're saying, is very interesting, and I want to just pick this apart quickly. It feels like, especially in the UK back then, record labels didn't know what they were doing.
It was a very weird time for me because if you remember, in that era, it was like indie became really popular and garage seemed to be, and kind of, I guess, UK R&B was just on a real decline. So indie was very much the big thing. So I feel like I kind of caught the kind of either front end or tail end of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you did. You probably did. Like, but it's like I'm looking at the mistakes that they are making when they've got you on the label, and the people that you surrounded yourself with intentionally, and they didn't use that to their advantage. Now, a record label is supposed to be a business to make money, and these people that you've got featured on your album are big deals, and it's like they ain't put out the music properly. They're not putting the units out in the stores in time or efficiently enough, and then they're wondering why an artist is just going to look to dip.
They could have repackaged, even though the song was on the album, they could have repackaged the Santana song and the Jim Jones song as like a 2-pack, like a side, like remember was it side A, side B?
Side B, yeah.
They could have packaged it like that and just been like a UK meets Dipset or something, and that could have given the album even more legs to the point where people are like, oh, yo, what Jim's got Dipset, because we all know. And it was a time. You just had to be there. When Dipset was
wilding out,
fun.
It was one of the best times to be outside.
Yeah.
So they've missed out on that. They've missed out on not restocking the albums. And it's just like, you're right. There was a weird time where the Oasis and the Blurs and all that came to the forefront.
Yep.
And then something happened. I want to say around M's time, maybe. I feel like M was kind of the one, and then everyone else was just followed through where hip-hop became like this. Everyone's scrambling. We need someone who could put 2 words together over a beat.
No, you're right.
And sign them up.
Right. One of the reasons why I played the Guru DJ Premier record, not just because of the actual instrumentation, but I'm a heavy hip hop fan. Like that's my thing, right?
Yeah.
So. But then when I say that to say, when I think about back in the day and the way that the system was set up with the record labels, hip hop music was an American. It was East Coast, and it was that way driven. And obviously we had our own sound. I just feel like they just didn't have the foresight to understand what they could have done with you with the music that they had. Do you know what I mean? That beat's crazy, bro. And then you've met them, and they've given you the alley-oop.
You could have been one of the first times. So many like posse cut remixes.
Crazy.
Where like the North London remix, where it's got like, I don't know, let's say like a Bashi, shout out to Bashi, like a Bashi,
shout out to Bash,
a Skepta, Jeremy, whatever on there. They could have had like the East London remix of that, where it's like the Wileys and you know what I mean? Like, that's like, they fumbled. Whoever they are. I hope you got fired because you're an idiot.
Yeah, you're dumb. Which leads me onto your Aftershock connection. How did that Aftershock connection happen?
So, as I said, originally I was about. So I knew everyone in the grime scene. I was always writing tunes. So that was kind of what we did every day, whether it was Static or Skepta or Da Vinci. I was around.
And
I heard it.
Remember that Ryder Richies? That lives rent free in my head. Shout out to Da Vinci, man.
Yeah, so I was about. Do you know what I mean? I was always in studio or events or raves. And I can't remember exactly how me and Terror met. I can't remember. It might have been at an event, but he was just a cool guy.
Yeah, he was.
And he used to say to me, he always used to say, Gemma, you're so underrated. People don't know what you can do. They haven't heard all the back catalogue stuff and whatever. And it was just nice. He was just very laid back. There was no like, how can you say, like it wasn't like a false pretense and he was interested in designer. He just like you, check for you, and it was just what you can do. So we just used to roll. We used to go to his house and just chill, vibe, and then it just became a bit of a movement. So I kind of just naturally became part of Aftershock.
So off the back of that, how are you? Because obviously, unfortunately, you know, he has transitioned. Like, how have you been dealing with that? For someone that's worked so closely with him, and you know that era was different to this era. This era, you can make relationships over like email or DMs or whatever.
Yeah, this was
based on what you just said. Like, how have you been coping with that?
Do you know what? I mean, slightly going personal, I've had quite a lot of losses. So I have kind of got a weird thing about when people pass, I kind of like close up, you know what I mean? Yeah. But, you know, like it has affected me. Of course, it's going to affect me. Yeah. I have my moments, you know, when we're laughing, and other times I think, oh, fucking knock him out. And then other times I'm like, I love that guy. And other times I'm upset. You know, we've got a song together called Let Feelings Grow that was on the Aftershock album that I did with Too Nice. And I said the other day, oh, I'm never going to be able to sing that song because Too Nice passed and now Terror. So for me, you know, that's just a song that I could never do. But Terror was a massive innovator. He had his own style. Yep. He believed in a lot of people. He brought a lot of people together. He was a cheeky chap. He was, you know. And yeah, he will be missed by us all, you know. And I saw that at Chip's event, this was it yesterday, the day before, Bruiser shouted him out, which was nice. So
we need to celebrate him. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't feel like we may have celebrated him enough while he was getting his flowers.
Yeah, but and you know what? That's something that really annoys me about like this country and even like the culture of our UK music is that we don't celebrate enough each other, right? We do not give each other our flowers. We always wait, and it really frustrates me. They can't see it when you're putting up a post going, you did this for me, you did this for whatever. That's great, but that's about you. That's not about them. Tell them what they've done for you, for the scene, while they're here. Facts. And then people can digest that and appreciate. You know what I mean? 100%. So there's one thing I hate about our, you know, we've got to do better. We've got to do better.
It's the UK's bad vibes. Some genius mentioned that the last pod. I don't know who he was, like skin, tall, freckle faced guy, but someone mentioned like
we got to do better. We got to do better.
Someone needs to hear that though.
With Terror, it hit me. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you and sit here and go when people pass away in the celebrity industry, I'm like I'm gonna not sleep tonight.
But there is people that have an effect on you. Yes, do you know what I mean? Like Terror is one. Yes. You know, and there are people that, even if you haven't met them, just what you've seen online can be so deep and engaging that you can tell they're a good person, their intention's pure, that you can be. I never met Kobe Bryant, but when he passed away, I was grieving like he was my friend. I was so upset. So sometimes even just your influence or, you know, things people see online, they can connect, you know, but how are you feeling with it?
Like when I found out, because it was a rumbling, and then I made some phone calls and it was true. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I sat in my car for a bit and I was just thinking about all the times he used to come to the studio. Because don't remember, we used to be in King's Cross. Remember the studio in King's Cross we always at? And he used to come down. You passed through a few times. Bruiser was on my mixtape. He's the one that got DWE on my mixtape. He was the one that kind of was that because obviously I'm West London.
Yeah.
And then he got all the East lot on there. Then and Wretch ended up down there, and all those people. And he was like somebody who just cared.
Yeah, he did.
Like he didn't have that bone in. He didn't have a malicious bone in his body.
He
where
didn't
was
have
like,
ego.
That's it.
Which again is another issue that we all
Yes.
have, right? He didn't have ego. He just was like a connector. He knew everyone.
Yes.
And people love and respect him, so they would show up for him.
But
and
he
would
could have
connect
had
everyone.
ego, you know.
He could have, but he never ever did.
But he didn't have it. That was the sweet thing about it. It was like, he's one of those who was entitled to have ego.
He could have
based
said
on what he's
he
done.
was a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
He was a clear gatekeeper. He could have gone, no.
But
I'm
he
not-
always had the keys in his hand like that.
Yeah,
For if you
boom.
needed
Basically.
them, take them, use them, bring them
Yeah.
back. Well, yeah, he was cool, man. Whenever I used to see him, we used to just bust joke and just like, yo, so y'all got some new music to come through.
Yeah.
And I was like, send the thing through, man. You talking to me like you have to do some kind of call up and all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like you said, there's some passings that happen that you're like, oh man, condolences to their family. And there's some passes that happen and you're like,
yeah,
to stop
it
what I'm
affected
doing and
me.
just let me chill for a couple minutes. You know what I mean?
You've inspired me, Gemma, now that we're going to have to actually do a segment on him at some point in time, just on him.
Yeah.
Do our due diligence, do our research, and just give him his flowers because
he deserves it, for sure.
It's just not enough online, and I don't really care about online stuff. It's personal stuff that I really care about the most. But yeah, that affected me.
But I see what you're saying about the online thing, but there's generations that have grown up that weren't there when Terror was
100%.
those names where it's like, yo, if you need some fire, you need to go check TD. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
They need to be educated on what Terror Danjah did for the scene.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, you know, the Skeptors and the Kanos of the world, this, that, and the third, like, they've gone past probably way longer than they probably expected to be in the game. Yeah. So the new generation know the Skeptors, the Kanos, the JMEs, the Gets. You know what I mean? They probably don't know Gets from being ghetto. They just know Gets from when he decided, I'm going to do this new path.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. But we, and especially the online community, need to do better to educate about those that came before. Like, when's the last time you heard about Da Vinci? Now the name just popped up. I'm thinking about this guy gave us P's
Wonder
and Q's.
was good. Da Vinci,
We need like a monthly thing where these online spots highlight someone and just
I think that's so important. But even down to hip hop as well. Because,
for sure.
you know, people like yourself, Rodney P, like that's what I like for
MCD.
me. Like UK hip hop.
Yeah.
That was for me, it was that kind of era, you know, and I feel like a lot of like those type of artists that really kick down the doors for UK hip hop, they're not mentioned, and they should be. Do you know what I mean? So
ahead of our time, for sure. Well, I feel
but it's foundation. You can't ever you can't ignore foundations.
No.
You have
You're
to
right.
know where things started. You know, so
and
definitely
keep telling the stories. That's
100%.
it.
The story doesn't end because the story's going to far outlive all of us.
Yeah.
We're just chapters in the book. But before we move on, I want to ask you, because we talk about hip hop a lot. So here's a scenario, Gemma, yeah? You're at home minding your business. You're about to go studio to lay down some vocals. Just because something's popped up in your head and you're like, I want to go to lay this down so it's there. Your manager, say Dan the man's your manager, he gets a call that's based off of a DM that says, hey, yo, Aubrey Drake Graham needs a feature. He needs a vocal from you. But then Dan gets another call and the manager for Kendrick Lamar says, hey, we need a feature from you. My question to you is, if you have those two calls, which studio are you going to lay down the feature?
So it's obvious I'm going to go to Kendrick, right?
Okay. All right.
But some people might go, because I've seen online that they're saying that Drake has more streams. So it depends what your driver is.
Yeah, facts.
So if you want to be more commercial and streams, some people might go to Drake. But personally, I would be Kendrick because I'm more about like
the music, the art. The art.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Facts. I like that.
And
he
I like that.
As of last week or so, Kendrick's the only artist with a double a Double Diamond song in Humble.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. But you know what? I should have known your answer because
I knew Gemma's answer. I knew
because of
it.
what you said about Primo and
no,
Guru.
yeah.
But I thought I'd just ask that because as you're an artist, I was like, what if? When I was at home, I was like, what if an artist gets that call from both camps? Which
See, I
way
think
would
that
you go?
depends what the artist wants to do.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people want to be commercial or
They
make,
want the hit straight
stream,
away, yeah.
and some people are more about
The art.
quality, the art. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Well,
Appreciate that.
well, we saw you recently just on the road
You
and
did?
with DJ AG.
Hey,
What the hell?
AG.
I was like, and it was
Sorry. MOBO host.
Yeah, let's talk
love
about
that
it.
Big up
for
AG.
him.
You know what I'm saying? Big up yourself, sir. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's good when it organically happens. Like
How did that? What happened there? Would you just wanted to
I'll
pop
give
out
you the
and show?
backstory. Do you know what it is, right? So I did all this music a long time ago, right? So I've been doing Wife and other business things.
We're
I'll
gonna
tell
talk,
you
we're gonna
about, yeah.
talk.
So this year, with a lot of people that have passed away, I said to my husband, this year I just want to be authentically Gemma.
Yeah.
Because a lot of pictures are very static. You know, we all do our best life.
Like a documentary.
You know what I mean? So for me, I'm just like, I'm 45, soon to be 46. I'm a mum, I'm a
Looking
grandma,
like
I'm a
20
wife.
snack.
I just want to be me. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't. So I could have rolled up and just done a whole show. I was like, I don't want to show that side. I want people to know Gemma, the
Facts.
funny, goofy, kind, sharing, wife, mum, grandchildren. So I rocked up with everybody and I just did it very natural. And some people thought, oh, you come across shy. But it wasn't that. It was just... I just wanted to be in the moment. My mum was there. It was just about sharing,
Yeah, reminding.
It was just nice to pop up and go, this is me. And I didn't know what anyone was going to say, but the love that I got on his Insta was so nice. I was like, I can't believe it. It's had I think 60,000 views or something.
Have you got the itch? Is it itch?
I have got the itch. Well, this is why when, he called and was like, let's do it. I was like, 100%. Because again, this is me now being Gemma and just sharing me and what I do, So that's the plan this year, is just to do things where people can see me. But can I just say, he is the nicest person. He deserves like an OBE or something. Like, he's so genuine. He's so kind. He's thoughtful. Anyone can rock up, and no matter whether, the type of person or whatever, he's got time for you and he's letting you have your moment to shine. So all props to AG.
Shout out to AG.
Yeah.
My only hope for AG is this time in 2028, we can still have this type of conversation. Because you know what we're like over here?
Yeah.
We gravitate to what's hot right now.
Facts.
And
then we
we'll run it to
destroy.
the ground.
Yeah.
Run it into the ground. And then we're like, oh yeah, remember when? Do you know what I mean? So I hope he gets a nice situation where it's either he gets a radio show or he gets another hosting gig or something where it's like
100%.
he can, if he decides to not do what he's doing right now for the foreseeable future, at least he's still got something else to do. Because you could just see through the camera, you're like, this guy seems cool. Like, I don't know him.
He is
just popped
cool.
up, but he
And it's
seems
not
cool.
an act. Like, he isn't it? He's just genuinely just a genuine guy. Even in his messages, because at first I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh my God, I haven't done something like this before. And he was like, no, it's cool. Listen, no pressure.
through.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. We can, just a nice guy. So he deserves his
Like, we should
flowers.
reach out.
Yeah, we should.
You should definitely reach out to him because he
I've
does
got-
a lot of stuff in like care homes and things like that, which is just like he includes everybody. So you should definitely get him on.
Yeah, we will. We'll
reach out to him.
we'll figure something out. After music, at that period of time where everything, you left the label, Aftershocks, the whole Aftershock thing, what direction did you go into? What happened?
So, I'll come back to like business stuff after, but sort of reversing a little bit. I went and done a PA, or I got my first PA up north, and it was going to be in this club called Niche.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, the remix of Girlfriend goes off. And I was like, really? Okay. Like, I'd normally do like the R&B type thing. So I was a bit baffled as to what was going to happen. Anyway, we went up. I think this was like 2004, 2005. And it went off. And I went into Niche, Club Niche, and it was just the most insane thing I've ever seen. Like, I used to rave a lot, as we've talked about, but this was a different level. This was, everyone was just going mad at like 4/4 beats. It was sick. I was sold on that first night, like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I sort of just stepped into that lane and started doing more niche things.
Yeah.
So like I had Explicit Might Be, Delinquent Gone, different songs. I just stayed in that scene because I enjoyed it. The people loved the music. They support you. The raves were ram. It was good vibes. So I just kind of ventured more into that scene, which was fun.
That the... Just trying to put a time on it in my head. Like, was that the whole, like, Heartbroken T2
Just
eras
before
that?
so that come after, but it was around.
So you was ahead of that as well.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was the
You know
first.
the lottery numbers. Just,
you know like that.
But I don't want to be the first. I want to be the successful one at some point, please. It would be nice.
You have to be the one to open the door, so everyone else can, you know what I mean? But
But it was good.
That's
though.
crazy.
And I still do it. I love it very much. I'm doing more songs now. I've got shows
Good.
coming,
What's up?
Good.
Yeah.
She's still working on the craft as well.
Yes.
That's
Only
beautiful.
just. I had a break.
Jiggy, body.
From coming back from kind of the things I was involved in when I was younger, I was very passionate about young people and helping others, right? So the kind of story around 2005, I think I'd done this course. It was like a motivational course.
Right.
And I sat on it. It was like 3 days, and it makes you look in yourself. Because I was chucked out of school. I was a proper naughty girl, right?
Ghamzeh will relate.
From birth.
Do you want me? Anytime. I've got
get it
you.
from birth.
But that's because of the way we were raised, right?
Well, do you know the thing in my story, right? So this is the irony in my story. So I have two parents, right? They was in a good marriage, good home.
Yeah. That just reminded me of the Eminem bar.
Did they?
Well, two parents had a really good marriage.
But I chose to get involved in certain things. So I could never blame my parents for the choices that I made.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I made a lot of bad choices.
Right.
Anyway, so I'm on this course and it made me look into myself like negative past, let go, take responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And I come out of that and I was like, whoa. First of all, that was the first course I'd ever stayed the duration.
Yeah.
Because normally I was not interested. And then I thought, you know what? Young people need to hear this. So I approached the guy and he was like, no, you can't join. You've got no experience and whatever. And I was like, well, I want to be with you, so I'll volunteer.
Right.
And then he was like, well, cool. How about this? You can volunteer 5 days a week
Okay.
for a year and I'll give you a job.
Okay.
Now, bear in mind, I've just come off a tour bus where, like, record deal. But I was like,
crazy.
cool, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I did it. And I learned how the industry works and, ESF funding, SFA funding, AEB, all this stuff. So we did develop a young people version of the program. We took it to MTV. We recorded it. So there's all like a DVD of it. And we just went into all the prisons. We done so much. We won NACRO, Serco, Catch-22 funding. So we were delivering this program and then putting young people into positive outcomes, so like jobs or education. So
Amazing.
that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years.
Amazing.
So I've been with all the different charities. So I've been with Shore Trust, I've been with Catch-22. And now I still do the same thing. So this time, it's a difference in my role. So I'm like employment brokerage, basically.
Right, okay.
So what that means is that I go and speak to all different employers. So I have literally thousands of employers, from the Mighties, the Sercos, to Veolia, to small, medium enterprises. I go in and I show them how to deliver social value. And we get funding from developers, local authorities. And I literally give jobs of all different levels, all different sectors, to people in different areas. So, yeah. So
That's a totally different.
It is, but I like helping other people, right? Because look, people helped me get to where I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
You have to pay it forward. You can't just keep everything to yourself. So I've literally put thousands of people into work. I sit on the board for the Build School of Construction in Hounslow and Hayes.
Right.
So that is a school for young people who have been expelled or with additional needs.
Yep.
I'm on the board for the London Science
The way you're smiling
Technology.
about this is
because I
crazy.
enjoy it. I like, you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
I love it, yeah. I'm also on the board for the Camden funding. So people can apply in Camden for funding for their projects. So we've done a lot for like homeless, like giving people food, all different types of things. So that's one of my drivers, right?
Yeah.
Like I do it, I love it. It's mainly on my LinkedIn. It's not on my socials really.
Yeah, of course.
And we've done a lot of stuff for like knife crime as well. So that's really
That's
what I've been
crazy.
doing. And traveling and family stuff, which has been really important.
Yeah,
so.
what's the biggest challenges with that?
With the work?
Yeah, with the work.
So, I mean, from my sort of general perspective, because it's quite, intricate. So from an employer's perspective, it's trying to get employers to change their sort of structure and views on social value. Because if you think as an employer, you just want someone to do the job now. You want them to turn up now and do the job. So there is a tendency in, say, like 106 or social value that there's people further away from the job market. They may have been out of work for a long time. They may have additional needs. They may be a parent. There's different barriers, right? So because of that, they might be reluctant to hire. So there's a thing called 106, Section 106, that local authorities, if a developer builds in that borough, they have to employ and train a certain amount of people in that borough.
Right.
So it's getting employers to start thinking like that, longer term and hiring locally. Which can be good. Some are very for it and some are still like, look,
We're not on it.
no, we need high level immediately. So that's a barrier. And then obviously just some people, for example, if they're parents, trying to get them to jobs that are not like school run friendly, trying to get them to do maybe shift patterns, for example, job shares and stuff like that. But sometimes it's commitment from people as well. Remember, sometimes people have been out of work for a long time. They're nervous. They don't have the skill set. Some people don't really want to work. So it really depends. But we try and put everything in place so we have employers come in. Like, for example, a couple of weeks back, so we're partnering with English Football League as well. So I've got Millwall Football Stadium. So we do a lot of job fairs there. I had one of my employers come in with 150 security jobs.
Damn.
They interviewed over 200 people. 80 people were offered jobs on the site with them. And then 20 were offered jobs with Millwall. So we got 100 jobs in one day. So,
That's dope.
But that's what I enjoy. So I love music, but I just like, here you go, here's your door. You open, you run with it now. And that's what I enjoy.
You know what I like with what you're doing? It's like you found something that you can immerse yourself in that's fulfilling, and not feel like this music thing ain't working anymore. So I'm gonna have to. There's a lot. I know a lot of artists, that didn't make it or had their stint and just like refuse to or feel embarrassed about going and getting a 9 to 5.
Thing.
I just
exactly
find that
what
strange.
I was going to say. I know artists that refuse to point blank work.
They would sit at home, have no money.
Look at my face. I was famous. I've done this.
No, listen. To me, that's ego, right? That's just ego driven.
It's not even about. Let's forget what you're doing for everyone else. Like, forget that. It's keeping you active, keeping your mind active.
100%. But why would I, for me, it's ego, isn't it? It's like, if you don't want to, I do this because I want to. It's not about the salary or anything. I really honestly couldn't care. And I've said that on my LinkedIn so many times. It's not what drives me. What drives me is I want to make a difference. And people will say to me, I don't even tell these people, right, that I do music or have done music. I just come out as Gemma. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you have no idea, right? Because for me, I just find that so dead. Like, hi, I'm Gemma Fox. I've done all this. Like, who cares? Like, I'm Gemma. I'm going to do a good job and this is what we're going to do. And if they find out, they usually say to me, why are you working? And I'm like, because I like it. Even in their head, in the corporate world, they can't understand why I want to do a day job if I do music. But music is one thing and I like helping other people. 100%. And if I can do both, happy days.
Amazing. That's crazy.
Why not?
Okay, so when did you get married?
June last year. 22nd. Yeah, thank God for that. Do you know why it's funny, right? Because we've got so many 2s and 21s and 2022. Everyone is born on a 20-something. So we're always like, what day?
Being born on a 20-something come on. Jesus.
Are you 20s?
I'm 28 of May.
I'm 20th. He's 20.
Okay, see, there you go. So that's the same with us. So
Wifey's 24th.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm second. He's 22.
Come on.
So it's
all about them equal numbers, man.
It is. So yeah. So we got married last year.
Ghamzeh, you're Friday the 13th, right?
Oh,
that's cold.
Gemma.
Sorry.
Gemma.
Sorry.
You're supposed to be on my side.
How you finding a married life?
Do you know what? After the wedding, we went back to the hotel. We were a little bit shell shocked, like, wow, like we're married. But do you know what? I think because we've got on from day one, like he has allowed me to be exactly who I am at all times.
Good.
I don't have to walk around with a face full of makeup and pristine and holding my belly in and all that. Like he just...
accepts.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's just been a pleasure the whole time. Like it hasn't, like when people say, oh, you're married, it's all stressful now. I don't get that. Like what's changed? If there's a change, there's not something's not quite right. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't argue at all.
Good.
We probably in the 5 years, had like 2 or 3 arguments. Like we don't. And if we say
your
something
husband
wrong,
seems kind of very placid.
Yeah, and I was...
And very laid back. And he reminds me of me. Because there needs to be the other end of the spectrum in a relationship.
Yeah.
Don't do that, bruv, because you're new, bruv.
And you've got to be
But
confident.
he just got a girlfriend and he's telling me.
He reminds me of me.
Like, in a relationship for
You know
10
what I mean?
years.
Similar.
Like,
Reminds
can I
me of
dash
me.
something?
Like, you know, like that. Like, I can see that, and that's a beautiful thing.
well, he allows me to be me, and he is calm. So we've both, we both had sort of tainted past, and we've lived, we've learned, we're doing positive things, I guess, right? And the good thing is that when you're aware, so if I say something that might be snappy or rude, I will apologise immediately. And he does the same. And that's what's important. And people always preach about communication is the key. It really is. If you've been a bit of an arsehole, just apologise. It's when everyone's walking around with, I'm not saying nothing, I'm not doing that. You just make problems.
Yeah.
And we have trust.
Yeah.
I trust him with my life. I know you trust me. We don't have any issues on anything, really. But yeah,
that's beautiful. That's good because when I saw the pictures online, I was like, Gemma, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good. Families, everything. Obviously, me, I'm inspired by that, and I just don't. For me, I don't think. So basically, long and short of it, me and my wife are trying to do a pod together.
Wicked.
And we want to talk about marriage and that kind of the dynamics with that and all the intricacies that go on.
A round of
within.
applause to you. How many years?
It's 18 now.
There you go. Like, look at that.
Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah.
But that's what I think is important, right? Because, touching on sort of relationships like we were earlier, I feel like there's such a whole weird, thing about relationships and what you have to be as a woman in order to get a man. And it's like, for me, I sit there and I cringe sometimes and go, that's not actually how you get a man. Do you know what I mean? Like, from experience, I've had to be a completely different person, a healed person, a humble person for him to come into my life. Because it's not about what he has to have this and he's got to do that and he's got to be this and got to do that. Yeah, but what are you actually bringing to the table?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about, do you own your house? Have you got a good job? Are you healed? Are you calm? Are you caring? Are you trustworthy? You have to really look at the, bad bitch.
Are you paying attention?
She's speaking to Ghamzeh, not me, bro.
Oh, I'm not speaking
I'm taking notes for you, babe. I'll give them to you later, yeah?
That's what I found anyway for my personal journey. When I was all hype, that's what I got.
Yeah.
You know,
got hype.
I had to have quite a few years.
See?
I had to have a few years out, bit of healing, soul searching, just time out, build up your self-worth. And then
Can I ask the question?
Yes, you can.
I love the healing, what you said. What did you do to heal? Was it did you do your own work, therapist, meditate?
I did.
What did
so
you do?
I just cut off everybody that I felt was remotely toxic. If you talk about people, you're gone. If you're on socials and you're just doing up whatever, anything bad energy, just gone. Then I just went a lot of traveling alone. So I take my son, we go hotels, we just go different countries and just sit down and chill and connect with the real world. Right. What we do in London, because we're all so closely knit, we're online a lot of the time, right? Which is toxic. Yeah. Connecting, going on the beach and just, taking your shoes off and being in the real world, you just, your self-esteem builds up, But yeah, I did do therapy. I know some people mock therapy. We've seen people do that.
Love it.
But I did. And, some of my friends would be like, do you actually think it's working? And I'm like, I don't even know. But I'm just going with the flow because I'm going to try, Yeah. And I've just found it just really, spending time alone, honestly, has been good. Getting to know myself and just being happy in me.
Recalibrating.
Yeah. Unlearn the bad habits and relearn kind of, just your truth, really.
You know what recalibrating means, bruv? Bruv, you don't know what it means, bro. So you don't even know.
He's new to the game. It's okay.
Gemma,
Yes.
thank you for being here. We're not finished
You're
with you
welcome.
yet.
Thank you for having me.
Round of applause, people.
Yes!
We're gonna keep talking.
Let's do it.
We got some stuff to talk about, and just interject when you feel like it. Get involved.
It's the Drizzy Morgan Show.
I want to talk about the differences because it kind of really segues into what we've been talking about. The differences between us in our 20s and our 30s and 40s.
Wow.
Right? So like your 20s is that whirlwind where everything feels new. You have a certain amount of naivety. You just begin to unpack challenges. You pass navigating life with no real sense of energy, embracing or evolved. Like, what am I missed?
Sorry, I'm just asking Joe how old he is, but he won't tell me.
Oh, see.
Because I want to know if he should get involved in this.
He can.
Okay, so you're...
Pop culture, music, and celebrity influences, shapes your dreams, making you believe that fame and limitless success are just around the corner. But in your 30s and 40s, they hit and your perspective changed. So looking back, we realized that there's at least 5 things we did in our 20s that were completely left behind. So let's break it all down. And you lot can get involved as you see fit. 1, the inner peace you felt when you understood that trying to look rich wasn't important. Talk to me.
I mean, let's be honest. When I was in my 20s, that I was all about bright lights, hype and bright lights. There is no peace in that world. And now that's not what my money goes on. I'd rather be traveling the entire year and my family can come, and we do that rather than me going, oh, I've got the latest Hermes bag or whatever. Like my priorities have shifted. So it's not that I haven't got nice things. I just invest into the more peaceful things. So
That's
peace
about it.
over...
I don't know if I had that
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah, I never had that phase.
I don't know if I had that phase.
You didn't have a flashy phase.
I don't think I had a flashy phase. I just like buying sneakers, and that was my thing.
But
I
you
just
know what? I
felt
think
like-
that
That's
comes
still flashy
from...
phase.
No, but I wasn't going out my way to be like, yo, look at my foot before you say hello. Like, it's just like, I
But
just
you know
like the
what?
look of
Going
it.
back, right, I feel like it's from where I kind of grew. It was very
you
road.
were in that
Yeah.
industry, though.
But also in like type of road when you didn't have stuff. Like I come from a working class background,
yeah.
right? So when you got your Gucci, you stood out. And it was that thing of like, oh, I'm noticed. And I feel like that was the culture then, is that everybody just had to head to toe be,
Yeah.
You know, I never had. You know how I know I never had that phase.
Talk to me.
I've never owned any Gucci, Louis, Versace,
no, have I?
nothing.
Yeah,
I've never
I've
owned
never.
none of that, bro. That's never appealed
Okay.
to me. I've never owned that, bro.
Didn't you have like? Didn't you have that? Even it's not even so much what you bought, but it's just the ideology behind being younger and wanting to be outside and looking a certain way. I felt like we all had that.
I feel like we all grew up differently, but I feel like from my background, I was so like I always had. You know, they would say, "Oh, save money for a rainy day."
Yeah.
Like I was always shook. Like I might lose this P tomorrow.
Right.
So I was very like, all right, cool.
Did that
what
come
do I
from your
need?
parents?
I think
Did you
so.
have good
My
a good
grand,
foundation
yeah.
that was very like supportive? Because I think that's really important.
It's Dominican.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What
Great
does that
spice.
mean?
Great spice.
No, but what you said is true, because I grew up with my parents not being into like luxury, and I was born in Iran with
Right.
chickens and sheeps and things. So when I came here, it was very much like I was foreigner for a while.
Fine.
And I was, with
Right.
accent and stuff. And then it's never like my sister, for example, she likes her cars.
Right.
Like Kareem, my friend, designers. And I've just never been the type that
person,
for me,
Yeah.
it's like your Hermes bag is made in a country for £70.
Right.
It's just sold to you for $2-3 grand.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
me, it just never. And I'm a dancer involved in that industry, right?
Yeah.
I've seen so many rich people.
Yeah.
And none of them are happy. And the way they live their life, it looks aesthetically pleasing.
It looks good.
But are they happy?
There's a lot of
And
the
do you know
S
what?
word in that field, innit? I won't say the full word, starts with an S, ends in an E, but a lot of them have a lot of money and they just like, they don't seem happy and then they...
But you know the funny thing is, if you haven't done
Essence,
the
yeah.
work, I mean, a lot of people are very much money driven, right? For me, like when I obviously was younger, doing all the sort of not so positive things back then. Your self-esteem isn't great, right?
No.
So if you get a load of money, you're gonna, like I did, I would go and spend obscene amounts in Harrods and Selfridges, and I'd feel good in the moment.
Yes.
But when I come home and I'm sitting in my house with all this designer stuff, but are my friends genuine? Do people care?
Yeah.
Like, you still feel empty, so you don't know how to feel what you don't have really inside, and you're trying to fill it with this stuff because you want this acknowledgement, and that's the difference now, is that I'm not really into that, and I think that's one of the things definitely from 20.
2, prioritizing time.
I'm very punctual.
I think in your 30s is a different prioritization than you are in your 30s and 40s. Do you agree or disagree?
20s.
20s and 30s.
I think 20s I was probably notoriously late. I don't know if everyone remembers how late Wiley used to be.
I remember that.
Yeah. I was late. And I just think as you get older and you realise about respect
Time
and business, it is what it is.
But I think it's also, Gemma, as well, is when that's a fact. But also when I talk about time in general as well, I think when you're younger in your 20s and your 30s, you misuse the time as well.
Yeah.
You misuse your time where, like, I speak for myself. I felt like I could have done more with it. I slept a lot.
I definitely see more in the
raved
day
a
if
lot.
it was up at night.
And I could have used that time to do more things, maybe to educate myself a little bit more, or to put myself into something that was a little bit thinking about my future more than thinking about my present. You know what I mean? I was all about present when I was younger.
You because I wasn't sleeping enough. I was asleep. Was it sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
Really?
I was in that club all the time, bro.
Right, yeah.
I'd go out, I'd go to college, I'd then come home, I'd work, go raving. I was hardly sleeping to the point when I do sit and I try to wake up, I'm like,
see, we were night owls.
Yeah, I was
We
outside.
was like, wake up at 2, 3, 4, get ready, then you're out all night, then you sleep in the day. Just complete night owl.
What a time, man.
No, but
I tried to bring that to my little brother, like, bro, if I ever get a time machine, I want to take you back to the time when your big bro was outside. Because trust me,
it's crazy.
It was great.
No, I enjoyed the time, but I just felt like I just didn't. Now I think
could
back
apply
to
more
it.
to
Like
yourself.
now I'm in my 40s. Everything's time.
Yeah.
Everything is chopped.
Oh my God.
That 2 hours there.
Yep.
Run over
That
there
is
with little
us.
man.
Yeah, 100%.
Wifey needs this. Boom, 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 boom. Everything's time.
Yeah.
Where when I was younger and I didn't have any responsibilities, it was just fleeting. It was just like whatever, man. It's like man would call me rare. Right?
Or is that a
know what
boy
I'm-
thing?
Huh?
Is that
No,
a
I
man-
was
a boy-
definitely
are
like
you-
that as well,
But how
yeah.
were your parents? Because listen, I wanted to
My
be
mum and
outside,
dad
but
were
I got
working-
beat, so I couldn't go
I left
outside.
home.
I left home early
you go.
as well. Yeah, I was a lot.
Yeah, I left home.
Did you let your kids move out, knowing how you were?
Do you
question.
know what? Because of, I guess, my what I was used to do when I was younger, I was definitely a lot more clued up. So I feel like I clued my daughter up to a lot
Street
more.
smart.
My daughter is nothing like me. She is, she's got 2 children of her own. She's got a house. She has a job. She goes to uni, and she's very quiet and she's very shy. Complete opposite to me.
Right.
So I feel like I kind of used my experience in a positive way for her.
So you did a good job.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah, she is a good
Big
girl.
you up, man.
3, becoming comfortable with who you are. Then from then to now.
I would say since turning 40 definitely is the pinnacle for me, because my whole thing has just been chill, peace, kind, relaxed. Before I used to feel like I had to answer every question. Like, I've done that. I've been there. I know that person. I've done that. Now I'm like, I'm so chill. It doesn't matter if you don't rate me, because I'm not even going to say. I'm just going to let you think whatever you want. The chill.
Yeah.
40s has definitely been that for me.
But didn't you feel like, I felt like, and it might be different to you guys, but when you was younger, you felt like you needed to fix people all the time. You felt like you had to do something to help them out.
Yeah.
When you get older, you actually just go, you know what? Like, I'm just going to accept my friends for who they are. And that's it. Like, whatever it is, I'm not trying to force my friendship with you to be like, okay, we have to be in each other's life.
Yeah.
It's more of, you know what? You are who you are, and I'm not trying to change you for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that definitely comes with age as well. Because if I've got like good friends that are in trouble, nothing like illegal, just maybe health issues or whatever, I'm going to be there for you, right? That's a good friend. If someone is doing stuff that is constantly illegal or negative or just, you kind of have to have your own boundary, right? And go, you know what, I'm going to draw back a little bit. But the thing of fixing, I think for me, younger, again, it comes from that, like, not really understanding your self-worth because you think by fixing someone, I'll sort that out for you. They're going to have a love for you and they're not going to leave you. And actually it's not. So the amount of things I've helped or tried to fix in people, different things.
Yeah. That's a fact. 4, held onto bad relationships for too long and didn't embrace the good ones enough. In your 20s, you just thought that, everything was super important. Friendships were that important. When really, most of them do end at some point. You know what I mean? I know I've got like my friends that I've known from school and the odd ones there, but then most of them, you might be a quick online, hello. Then you got like your college friends or those old school friends once a year.
Like you meet,
you call them, what? Nothing's changed. And then you've got your adult friends where no one really... Like I know that if he's cool, he's cool. I don't have to worry about
him,
bro, man. Like I ain't spoken to you 3 days. It's bro, it's just whatever, innit? It's like you're not taking it personally anymore. Do you know what I mean? I think,
definitely. I can relate to that. I mean, I've got friends that are like really, really good friends that we don't speak to often, isn't it? Like we just sort of meet up and it's like we never left.
Yeah.
Or there's like associates. Yeah. But there's one saying reason, season or lifetime. And I think knowing the difference is important because some people show up for a reason in your life, a season, and some of the people I know forever, I wouldn't say are my closest friends. Do they have the best intention for me? Probably not. It's the people of the quality that show up when there's no expectations. It's a two-way.
There's also those people in your life that you just, it's not an effort. I can hit him up. It's not an effort out of my time. So even if it's WhatsApp message say, yo, boom, and that's it. Like it's not an effort, but there's some people you just like,
as soon as you see that number, you're like, here we go. You know, like that. It's like, here we go. You know, the one's there. Number 5, this one's the killer. Being comfortable with being disliked.
I definitely think that has probably come in the last year. Like, I haven't really cared, but you do kind of care, I think. Like, I don't really care what people think, but you kind of do. I feel like I am at such a place now where I'm like...
Don't give a fuck.
I just literally... No, but for real, but in a positive way.
Your date wanted to, though.
Yeah. Straight away and that. You know, like
That's
that.
it.
Quick team.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Like not giving into peer pressure, right? Understanding the value of leadership,
being your authentic self
100%.
Is the best thing that you can be.
There's only one of you.
Yeah, so
who could do you better than you?
No, and the thing is, you could
do me
you could act
You're
like
sick.
successful, and you could be the best at everything, singing, dancing, whatever. You still get insane amount of hate. So why lie? Just be comfortable, do you, and people buy into it or they don't. And that's also fine.
Yeah, it's true. It's like now when I think about my 20s and early 30s, my brethren were into madness. But for some reason they never involved me. So they'd go out, do what they needed to do, lick off a man's head top, go do this, go do that. And then they'll come back and go, we just hang out. And I'm like, brother. you know what's there? Here you go.
Well, I didn't hear. What do you...
He was like, it must be nice.
Yeah.
Can I add one to the list?
Go for it.
Sorry, Ghamzeh. Because it said things you did in your 20s that you wouldn't really run now.
Yeah.
There was a few kids in my head, but I'm just going to give one. In my 20s, what I was doing then I probably wouldn't be able to do now is I was a well-known chief commando, Donny. Yeah.
What? Some things shouldn't be shared.
You know what?
That's quite harsh.
When you go commando,
no?
this Negro. So you see, wait. Yeah, bro. Bro, Jam.
And then he wants to judge me.
Yeah,
hold on. No, I don't judge you, Ghamzeh.
I can't relate on this one.
Right, okay, what happened was, the way it started was
Maybe
there was a time I think I just played football.
Yeah.
I got home, showered and that, and there was this female friend that was like, "Yo, let's go cinema in the area." I said, "All right, cool. Give me 5 minutes." But her 5 minutes was literally she's round the corner to go.
Yeah.
So, like, I just remember I was looking for my boxers. I couldn't find any, but my shorts was there.
You had no
I just
boxers.
threw them on. I threw on my top, my sneakers. I ran downstairs. Cool. It was one of those situations where I worked out in the end because they had to come off anyway.
Right, yeah.
So it was like, cool. But I had a period of time I was notorious for
doing the
turning up to
commando.
Shorty's yard
with no
drawers
boxes.
on. So
Yeah.
But you can't run that now.
Yeah, you can't run that now. It's
The
dangerous.
Me Too era and all them things there. Just like, they were like,
I can't relate on this one.
I'm saying.
Not only in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go.
Sorry, but yeah, that was a
Yeah.
Just
All right, so we have some fun. Let's move. Let's move. Gabs, what are you telling me?
Oh my God.
These two Donnies are bonkers.
What
The
why
aggressive
women
thing,
get
yeah.
more from their men when they're less aggressive?
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward, right?
shout out to Remy,
Yeah,
man.
but why do we get aggressive?
Because
Look at my face when I'm talking to you. Why do we have to repeat ourselves like 3 times? We'll wait.
I mean, I don't have that particular problem. My wife she's straight. She's very forward.
She's married to you.
But she's not like, she doesn't try to one up me in being bold.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in my manly, what do you call it? My manly space, in my manly bag, she's not trying to one up me with her alpha. If you want to call it that. I feel like, long and short of it, I feel like women, when they are more softer tone with their men, they get more out of it. I.e., when my wife asks me and approach me for something, she knows if she asks me a certain way, it ain't gonna be good. And she asked me the other day, she said to me, babe, when you're at football practice with our son, like, I'm just on edge all the time because you're just shouting at the referee and you're cussing out the other kids and you're just and you're swearing. Yeah, I'm one of them dogs. I'm one of them football dads on the sidelines going nuts. But it causes a lot of, because bruv, big 6'4", 3. I tried to put an inch on the pause.
Oi.
And it's like, it is quite intimidating to a degree. So she was in the kitchen, I was namming some food, and she walked up and she's like, babe, like, can you not do that anymore? Da, 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 da. And when the way she approached me with it, all I could say was, oh no, babe, no, sorry, like, I feel you.
Do you know what I think it is, right? I think, first of all, it's having the right man in the first place. So, like, you don't want to be, I don't want to say, like, be aggressive, but being less aggressive to someone that maybe is being aggressive to you, if you know what I mean, like a domestic violence relationship. So you don't always want to, like, be soft, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it depends on the man.
Yeah.
And if you feel that you need to be aggressive, then you still have a lot of work to do yourself. You're obviously not with the right person. If you are with the right person, naturally what happens is you can still be 2 alphas, bossing your industries or your lanes. But naturally, you let the man lead. So he's the head of the house.
Yeah.
He makes certain decisions.
Yeah.
And you just naturally fall back.
Yeah.
You know, and times where old Gemma might have popped up and gone, da-da-da-da, I just, you know, and I just easily go, that's not nice. Let me just swallow my pride and say, you know. How do you feel? Like, do you feel...
Give Dan the mic.
Yes, Dad.
I don't know. I just think it's about mutual respect, innit? Like, we can all get hot-headed at times.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? But as a man and a woman, you know, you have to just have it balanced. Do you know what I'm saying? But like you said, you know, there's a time when it's like, you know, if I say that's how it's going, that's how it's going.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'll let you do your thing, innit? Do your thing and just, you know? But it's balance. It's balance, innit? I mean,
But see, because I love him, respect him, I will allow him to have that space. It doesn't take away from what I do. But he also likes that I have got my own mouth, that if I do need to say stuff to whatever situation, I can also handle myself. So I think it's the man and the situation. But I don't think that everyone needs to be a bad bitch to get a man. I think that's the big illusion online is you have to be a bad bitch. Yeah,
but that's what it is. Everybody's trying to be up and amped and and you're like no one likes that. Like when I see aggressive women online, I'm like, that's why you ain't got nobody. Like that's why you're on your own. Like to be fair, because your mouth's too big.
Sometimes women will have your brain working like two Kris Jenners, bro. You're trying to work out what is going on. What is going on? And it's just like, talk to me and just be calm. The shouting thing, my natural defense mechanism is my brain just goes off.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter the message then, right?
Yeah.
But it all depends on how it's again. It might even be that might be handed down. You might have been somebody that's grown up and all your parents did was shout.
Shout.
So that's just the way that you I see conflict. You know what I mean? My parents weren't really like that. And if they had conflict, they didn't show me.
And that's how I was raised, to be fair. My mum and dad didn't.
What about the gal
Them what?
That just single parent home, grew up by the mumsies only, and they didn't have a father around.
I can't comment on that because I didn't have that. So for me, I wouldn't be able to give my take on that experience. However, I was a single parent household for a while and I feel like I've done a good job with my daughter. But the presence of a man, especially if you're like a mixed heritage couple, you know, is really important because there's values that a dad or a man can contribute into the household, right? So, yeah, those things are important.
How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm very aggressive.
Yeah.
Because I am my father's son that he wanted. So my sister was very emotional, still is, into her feelings, where I was like,
Are you older or?
I'm the youngest.
A
year apart. But my dad was very like the man, do as I tell you. So I watched that in the household and he was like, oh, fuck no. No man's going to talk to me like this. So I kind of grew up to like be very much like, I think a man should wear the trousers, but I'm already here. So I just need them to be, you know, and I saw that as I'm a confident, would not allow you to mess me around, boss bitch. It's only when I got into serious relationships, my ex-husband, my daughter's father, he was the one that had to like sit me down and go, you're not attractive. Like the way you're approaching me, the way you speak to me, the way you go silent, I go really silent. If I don't like what, I just go quiet and I mute for weeks. I could be in a relationship with you and I'll go mute. And he was like, this is not going to work. And I think because he showed me in a loving way, I kind of didn't take that as like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Do as you're told instead of telling me it's me. And I think from that relationship, I started to understand like, you can't expect to belittle your man when you want your man to be wearing the trousers. So I think that I grew up a lot. So, but
message.
I feel like because I've been single now, I haven't applied what I've learned. Right, so I've done a lot of work as well with therapy and stuff. So it'll be very interesting for me to go into a relationship now and go.
You'll 100% be different.
I've changed.
You know what's mad? Yeah, Ghamzeh's family. Yeah, and it's crazy because my relationship with Ghamzeh, she's just naturally quite submissive.
Yeah,
as a friend.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know what Ghamzeh's like in a relationship. She could be totally different. That's crazy, isn't it? When you think about it.
People see me as like confident, I'm a dancer. I will get naked in front of whole fucking millions of people and I don't give a shit. Put me in a room
that's what
with
the
like
guy
2
asked
people
for,
and
though.
I'm like, I get really shy, insecure.
But Donnie,
that's a bit like me, to
Donnie
be
asked you on the first date.
He asked you for that on the first date.
But that's different. That's different.
She would though. She didn't want it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, you didn't want to, Gams.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, you would have.
If I wanted to, I would have, but not on the first day.
No, but if you wanted to.
On the first date.
On the first or few couple of days.
On the first date, you would have, but it wouldn't have gone that way.
do you mean?
He's saying...
I think he's saying that you're confident enough to just do it. Is that kind of what you
100%.
mean?
But it's
I
the
don't wanna
approach.
do
But it
that.
was the approach.
Yeah. I don't,
Exactly. He didn't finesse it properly.
I
He didn't
wanna
finesse
get
the
to know
naan bread
someone.
properly.
So
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me,
No game
if
No
as
game
soon as I
Donny.
get with someone, like
Yeah, yeah.
I automatically get emotional. I want to be with them for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So already I know that once the dick enters, he ain't leaving.
Whoa.
So I'm just trying to save your life. So,
What we talking about now? Let's go. Go.
It's the Drizzy and Morgan show.
MOBOs?
Mobos. Go for it.
I think that's a big one,
Yeah, say it
right?
off. Yeah.
Highlights. Anyone want to
Shout out to Malak
discuss?
Bashi.
Shout out to Malak Bashi.
Yeah.
I
fellow
loved
Dominican. Shout out to
Bashi.
Malak Big Bosh Bash. Shout out to Bashi.
What did he win?
Album of the year.
Yeah.
And hip hop.
Yeah.
Act.
Hip hop act.
Yeah.
And do you know what I loved about Bashi? And we was talking about this because we watched it. When he gave his speech, again, you can see the journey of, you know, like we've done hype.
Yep.
We've obviously gone through some things and on our sort of second trajectory.
Yep.
And when he said about, you know, I was a bus driver, I said to him, this is what people need to hear because this is the realness. And I messaged him and I said, congratulations. And it's about time we had realness. So salute him.
Salute.
Big up Bashi.
Who else stood out at Mobos?
Vibes Cartel, obviously.
Come on.
I know, so I literally jumped the hell up. That was it.
Are you going to night number 3?
Night
At
number
the
3.
Wireless? You going to see it?
Do you know what? I haven't booked wireless because I can't do like gathering stuff because that is just gonna be way too excited for me.
Yeah.
But I am definitely invested.
Shout out to Vibes. He's looking healthier.
Very
than
healthy.
previously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm going to kill the mood.
Oh,
Are we celebrating a murderer?
okay.
Moving back to Bashi. So
Who else stood out at the Mobos?
UK artist.
Who else stood out at the Mobos? Vibes, Bashi, AG.
Can we talk about Shola? I love Shola.
Shola.
Beautiful, always sublime.
Yeah.
Sasha Keeble. I love Sasha Keeble. I don't know if you guys, do you know who
No,
she is?
no.
She's a new singer.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so
Hold
good.
on, wait.
You guys haven't heard Sasha Keeble? I just got chills.
Sasha.
She's so like.
You're educating me now, Gem.
So my A&R, Jade,
Yeah.
who I love dearly, by the
Yeah.
way, she signed Sasha Keeble, and Sasha Keeble is just next level of vocalist. She performed. She's hard, honestly.
Yeah, Dr. Umar might have to mind his business.
On this
nice.
one?
She's nice.
Is it?
She's nice.
Where's she
because
from?
the way Joe perked up, I was like, hang on a minute, I need to
yeah.
find out. Joe
Where's
don't
she from?
perk up-
Where's she from?
She's a British she's from South London, but of Colombian descent. Come on. You know South London's got a very large South American.
Sasha Keeble.
Sasha Fierce.
Yeah.
But she was a really standout
Nice.
moment for
Okay,
me.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
really
yeah.
love her. And who else was I really liked?
Who stood out today? At the Mobos?
Eddie, what's his name? Eddie Candy in India was hosting. Big up to them.
Yeah, big them up. Big them up. Was it televised?
No, it was on YouTube, and it was half an hour late.
Oh,
Really?
All right. Yeah. But to me, again, Kanya, that was a big moment.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously she shared her news, I think last year now, about her diagnosis, which was really sad. And when, I think she's a councillor from West London, is she? MP, her friend that come out? She came out to introduce her and said that the doctor said that she wouldn't have made the awards. So when she did, that was it for me. I just burst into tears because what that lady has done for black music in the UK and the amount of artists, like,
salute.
and,
Salute.
God willing her health improves. But it was deep. I was in tears, standing ovation, to her. So that was a highlight.
Getting the flowers. Let's give it to her right now.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what... We only know so much they've told us, but give her flowers right now because at one point, peak Mobos, man, they had Jay-Z, Method Man there. Remember Method Man?
Bro.
Even when I was there, they had Brandy, Mary J. Blige, lots of people.
So what's that funding and everything, basically?
I mean, I'm not obviously part of MOBOs, but I believe that Probably, because it used to be at Royal Albert Hall, and it was on, I think it was BBC One or ITV
it was
or
a big
something
deal
like that.
once
I can't
upon a
remember.
time, man. You know what I mean? Your girl was there. Your on-screen crush, Spice was there.
Who?
I love
Scary
Spice and Vibes
Oh,
Cartel
Spice.
relationship though.
Spice who?
Spice
Everyone needs a
from
friend like
Yard,
that,
man.
right?
Oh,
Your ends.
Central C got best male act.
Okay.
That's I like Central C. My son likes
God,
Central
the
C.
kids love him.
Yeah, my son. He's like one of them Donnies that he's on that. Who else stood out?
Shout out to Tech Police Mafia.
Is there anyone that's you wish got something that weren't mentioned that we can give them their flowers now?
I think JME needs to get a Grime Ambassador Lifetime Achievement Award.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done insane amounts.
Never, ever, when Grime wasn't griming, he never once got, you know what, let me go dabble over here to get some checks. He has stayed consistently 100% Grime. And I feel like when I mentioned him on my socials, I put GR and then I put in a brackets J, IME, because I just feel like he is, you know, there's very few of them that there was a period of time where Grime artists were chasing that number one. And they were doing these little collabs with the artists who were getting number ones just like that. But he always stayed 10 toes down. I'm just going to spit these bars, fam. And he never folded. So I just always, he's one of my favorite artists, but he needs to get his recognition. Because I think we take him for granted. He's always there, but he needs to get his recognition.
There's a lot of people in the UK like that, like Rodney P, Terry Walker, Daneo, that everyone, you know, there's a lot of
fancy
people.
Terry Walker.
Yeah, Terry Walker. That green-eyed flipping Soul Crusher came out, Lamar.
Oh yeah, Lamar did his thing for a bit.
All the ladies from us, man.
Yeah, from you, not from me.
From you, bro.
Bruv, not from me, bro. I still got the gal.
I don't care how nice you think you were then. Lamar took everybody's
Lamar wasn't on the gal that I was on, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, so you was on the Hood Rats?
Yeah, I was on the Hood team.
Okay, so you were safe then.
Yeah,
cool, I'll take it back then. So I ain't gonna spudge you.
Yeah, man, spudge.
I'd rather spudge you that you was down with Hood Rats, bro. I told you I knew you was in the trenches. You tried to deny it.
Yeah, but it's different when you're in your 40s, isn't it? It's different. You got
okay, I'll spudge you that then. All right, cool. Okay, say no more.
Okay. Round of applause to Gemma Fox. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Now you've been here, you are a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And you're always welcome. And with hubby as well, of course.
Lovely.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dons and donuts, the Drizzy and Morgan show will be back in a fortnight. We've got so much to talk about, and we will have another guest too. Don't forget to click and like our YouTube channel. It's very important for the algorithms. We're on DSP, Spotify, and iTunes and the rest. Drizzy Freckles, anything that you want to mention before we sign out, brother?
Yeah, don't forget to get your 9-piece McChicken nugget Stormzy meal with the fries, the Sprite, and the apple pie or McFlurry, and live your life, man, and be happy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ghamzeh, what are you telling me?
Thank you for having me.
Come on, shout out to Ghamzeh.
That's what he was trying to do.
Shout out to King Jaffe Joe. He didn't have the mic today, and I know he had a 2-piece, but the presence is always felt.
It was just
yeah. I respect it. Yes, people. We are back in a fortnight, so be here or be square. And signing out, Drizzy and Morgan show. Peace.